Okay, so let's look at the following examples and see how can we divide the polynomial with the binomial. So the dividend is x squared plus 5x plus 7, and we're dividing by x plus 2. So when I divide x squared by x, that's going to give me an x times x, that gives me x squared, x times 2 is plus 2x, and remember that I am subtracting here, so that's x squared minus x squared, that cancels, 5x minus 2x, that gives me 3x. And then if I bring down the 7, if I divide 3x by x, that gives me 3. So I can put the plus 3 here. That's going to be 3x plus 6. Let's subtract. And that's going to be 7 take away 6, which is 1. So you see that the remainder is 1. The quotient is x plus 3. So the resulting quotient form, remember that we're going to have to write the x squared, the polynomial, x squared plus 5x plus 7, divided by the divisor equals to the quotient plus the remainder divided by the divisor. Make sure you know this format, because most likely when I ask you to write the result in quotient form, you're going to have to know how to write that. So you need to know both formats. The expression that can be used to check the division, you can write it as the dividend is equal to the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. Okay. Second example. So if I divide 2x cubed by x, that's going to give me 2x squared. So now multiply the 2x squared by the x, multiply the 2x squared by the minus 1. So it's going to be 2x cubed minus 2x squared. And I can do my subtraction. They're going to cancel each other. And then negative 3x squared minus negative 2x squared. So it's going to give me negative 1x squared. And then I have to bring the 8x down. If I divide negative 1x squared by x, that's going to be negative x. So negative x times x, that's negative x squared. And negative x times negative 1, that's going to be plus x. I subtract. So negative x squared minus x negative x squared, they're gonna eliminate, they're gonna get rid of each other. 8x minus x, that's gonna give me 7x. And then finally bring down the negative 12. 7x divided by x, that gives me 7. Then I have to do the multiplication, so it's going to be 7x minus 7. And if I do the subtraction, that's going to be negative 12 plus 7. That's going to be negative 5 as the remainder. Okay, so the results, they're going to be in the quotient format. So it's going to be your dividend, 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 12 divided by your divisor, which is x minus 1, equals to your quotient, 2x squared minus x plus 7 plus the remainder, or actually in this case, it's going to be minus. So you can write it as a minus right away, or you can write it plus and then negative 5 over x minus 1. And the expression, the other expression that's used to check the division, you can write it as 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 8x minus 12 equals to x minus 1 times 2x squared minus x plus 7, and then plus the remainder, which is minus 5. So I'm going to fix that, and then we're going to write it as minus 5. All right, let's try the last example here. Now what I have here in the dividend, I have 4x cubed plus 9x minus 12. So you see that the x squared is missing. I can't have any missing terms, and that's why I need to make sure that I have the x squared term, and that's a 0x squared. So when I write my my polynomial, I'm going to write it as 4x cubed and then plus 0x squared and then plus 9x minus 12. So for every missing exponent, you're going to have to include a 0 of that term for every missing term. And that's going to be divided by 2x plus 1. So first thing first, if I divide 4x cubed by 2x, what do I get? So I'll have 2x squared. And then I multiply the 2x squared by the 2x, that gives me 4x cubed. And then 2x squared by the 1, that gives me 2x squared. Now let's subtract. So you see 4x cubed minus 4x cubed, they cancel. And now I have something to subtract because I only can subtract like terms. So you have 0x squared minus 2x squared, which is going to give you a negative 2x squared. Bring down a 9x. Now, if I divide negative 2x squared by 2x, that's negative x. Negative x times 2x, that's negative 2x squared. Negative x times 1, that's negative x. We're going to subtract. They cancel each other, the negative 2x squared. 9x, take away negative x, that is 10x. And then we're going to bring the negative 12 down. If I divide 10x by 2x, that's going to be 5. So 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times 1 is plus 5. And now, last but not least, I'm going to subtract. That's going to be 10x minus 10x, that's gone. Negative 12 minus 5, that's going to be negative 17, and that's going to be my remainder. Writing the forms. Now, when you're writing the forms, you can write it as just 4x cubed plus 9x minus 12. You don't need to include the 0 term, divided by 2x plus 1 equals to 2x squared minus x plus 5 plus the remainder, or minus, because in this case the remainder is a negative, over 2x plus 1. Or we can write it as 4x cubed plus 9x minus 12 equals to 2x plus 1 times 2x squared minus 5 minus x plus 5, subtract 7. If you have any questions about the division, long division, please don't hesitate to email me or to or to join the classroom or to ask or to post a discussion in the classroom.